Welcome back to the Shankly Sessions, folks. This is the Liverpool podcast we bring you as part of the upper tier. If you could subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, drop a like on the video, all the typical stuff we get you to do and stuff like that. You know the score at this stage. Liverpool versus Real Madrid, and what a week we have coming up. Real Madrid midweek and then Man City at the weekend. Interesting dynamic there in terms of two really important games for us and stuff like that. But we start out with Wednesday, first of all. Real Madrid going in there on the back of a comeback win against Southampton. Didn't necessarily play really well. At times we let Southampton dictate the pace and stuff like that. I thought dribbling and all was really good for Southampton. I thought at times we were architects of our own downfall. I think we were a little bit relaxed going into that game. I know it's a difficult game coming back in off an international break. So many players all around the world travelling and playing games and all that kind of stuff, and having to come back in, and maybe players not capable of doing 90 minutes with jet lag or whatever it is, and having to kind of mix it up a little bit and stuff like that. But really interesting. Got the win. Mo again, absolutely phenomenal. We seen his interview after the game there the other day as well. Doesn't sound great, but I think there's been a huge reaction to it, and I think actually where he was making the point there wasn't an offer, there's definitely talks going on and stuff like that. And I don't think you come to a table with an offer unless you've agreed a lot of the stuff already with Mo Salah. We're not going to go tit for tat offering back and forth and stuff like that. We got to find a common ground. We know that FSG is coming into town this week for the Real Madrid game and the Man City game. They're obviously here to do a bit of business, and I wouldn't be surprised at all, touch wood, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we got a couple of those contract renewals over the line this week, giving us a massive springboard into the City game. I think for Real, when you look at this game, it really, the narrative kind of speaks for itself in terms of the history with both clubs and all that kind of thing. I think it's really important to understand where we are at the moment and stuff like that. And, you know, although Slot has mentioned that he just takes it game by game and the next game is the most important game and stuff like that, surely he will have one eye on that Man City game as well. But this could be a huge game in terms of Madrid have really struggled in the Champions League and struggled in the league this year as well. Really not hitting the straps that they thought him. Mbappe has come in but really hasn't hit the heights that people thought he would. Jude has struggled a little bit this season as well. They've had a blight of injuries, and we'll get down through the team news and all that kind of stuff as well. But certainly dropping points. You see them losing to Barcelona. We've seen them lose to AC Milan. We see them lose to Lille. You know, they've been dropping results where we wouldn't expect. And it's interesting from that point of view. Coming to Anfield, it's going to be a massive game on Wednesday night. The crowd will be up for it and all that kind of stuff, and they'll have paid top wage as well to be at that game. It's a massive game, but it's going to be interesting to see what way Arne approaches the game and stuff like that. Does he make a couple of changes? You know, is he going to be a little bit more cautious with the game on Sunday? Or does he do what he has said he has done all along? That he just focuses on the next game, and once Wednesday's out of the way, that's where his focus then goes to Man City on Sunday. It's an opportunity for us as well to heap a lot more pressure on Real Madrid. A lot of talk of Ancelotti and all that kind of stuff. And of course, on that win against Southampton, of course, we know that Slot has joined the Gus Hiddicks and the Ancelottis of this world, and that start after 12 games and stuff like that, and he'll want that to continue. We want to continue to win, momentum, keep that momentum going and stuff like that. But I think it's a really important game to lay down a marker and stuff like that. We've had a lot of talk this season of, who have we played? And then when we go and we do play teams and we win, there's not much talk about it. Still, who have we played? So here's Real Madrid and Man City this week. So we'll see who we have played at the end of this week. But I think it's really important to to put a strong team out there on Wednesday, as strong as we can, and go out there and lay down a marker, heap a lot of pressure on Real Madrid, who then might be confined to the playoff situation, which means they would have an extra 2 games that we wouldn't have and stuff, which is really important. Who knows what way the qualifiers and the draws then and the draw afterwards would go. Will certainly be interesting in terms of the Champions League. We are now the only unblemished team in the Champions League, top of the table and stuff like that. So the onus is on us to go out and cement that situation on Wednesday, being at home as well. Anfield crowd and full voice and stuff like that. Let's get into a little bit of team news. I mean, obviously for us, Harvey's still making his way back and stuff like that. Allison, again, seeing him back in training. Diogo still dealing with the abdominal situation, but should be back fairly soon. Federico Chiesa fitness. I really just don't know what the hell that means, to be honest. And Trent with a hamstring as well, likely to miss out as well. So I'm really interested to see how Conor Bradley copes with Kylian Mbappe. That's going to be a very interesting dynamic there. I mean, we're talking about Conor Bradley and how brilliant he's been stepping into that role when Trent hasn't been there. Now, all signs point to Trent potentially leaving at the end of the season. So does Conor Bradley come in as that right back, or do we have to go into the market for a right back? So Wednesday night would be one of those evenings where you look at Conor Bradley and say, well, is this the guy? Is this the guy who can step up at that level and stuff like that? So really interesting to see how Conor gets on against Kylian Mbappe. Although also others, I mean, obviously McAllister and Diaz and all will be back in the throws and stuff like that. We got Curtis, we got Cody. Some of those guys haven't really played well in the Southampton game and stuff like that, but they'll be looking to make amends from that. Like I said, first game back after being on international break, stuff like that, it's always a very strange game. It's more like a settling in game and stuff like that. For Real, the bad news the other day, Vinny Jr. out with a hamstring, looks like he's going to be out for 3 or 4 games. Obviously Rodrigo was out with a muscle, Tchouaméni is out with an ankle, Lucas Vazquez out with a muscle issue, Militao is out on the medical bay, Danny Carvajal and David Alaba all out. These are massive names for Real Madrid, huge names out of the team and stuff like that. So there is an opportunity for us there to go and put one over on Real Madrid. And if we do that, and we do that in a real good way, it really is a springboard then for the rest of the season, isn't it? We went out, beat Real Madrid, and then if we could go and do the same on Sunday against Man City, then all the questions about who have we played will disappear and go away. Looking at it coming in, obviously Raul Asensio and obviously Brahim Diaz probably coming back into the fro again for Real Madrid. But we hear that Thibaut Courtois is back in the running and will probably be in goals. And that's a tough one for us because we know how good Thibaut does be against us. We've seen it firsthand in those finals. For Liverpool, Kelleher, Trent is in there, but I don't think he's going to play. I'd be surprised if he plays. Especially with all the narrative going around at the moment and stuff like that. Does he play him? Konate, Van Dijk, of course. I think he'll go with Costas in this one. He's just a little bit more dynamic. I thought Robbo the other day struggled quite a bit again. Costas might be the guy, a bit more dynamic. I think the midfield of Gravenberch, McAllister and Dom, and then we've obviously Salah and Diaz. So going to be, and Nunes obviously going to be very interesting to see how that goes. Looking forward to seeing Darwin in there as well, creating a little bit more and stuff like that. And Diaz should be back to his brilliant best as he's been this season, stuff like that. And of course Mo always loves playing against Real Madrid. A lot of making up to do there after that Ramos thing and stuff. So playing against Real Madrid, always a special time for Mo Salah. For Real Madrid, Courtois in there. Now this is still a real good team, let's not sleep on this, Courtois in there, Valverde, Asensio, Rudiger, Mendy, Camavinga, Modric, Güler, Bellingham, Diaz and Mbappe. That's still a top Real Madrid side, make no mistake about it. Little tweaks and changes in there, but plenty of players in there that can do a lot of damage. Camavinga and Modric in the midfield, absolutely sublime. Really going to be interesting as well to see how Gravenberch handles that situation when this is it, we're coming up against some of the cream of European football here that's really going to test us. So let's see how some of these guys do. Gravenberch obviously in that new role has been electric all season, but when they step up into this role against the likes of a Camavinga and a Modric and stuff like that, how do they handle that and stuff like that? Bellingham, of course, back on English soil as well. Let's see how he handles the pressure of that. And also Kylian Mbappe at times when he has gone on his travels in the Champions League, especially with PSG, has at times been found wanting on English soil. So let's see how he handles the pressure of the Anfield environment. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to Liverpool. I think it will be, I wouldn't say a tight affair. I think there'll be plenty of chances and stuff like that, but I just think Madrid kind of wavering a little bit at the moment, and Liverpool coming in probably on the back of the international break, coming through the Southampton game, will need to be really, really at it because they may have the players, and you can't deny this, they may have one eye on that City game and stuff like that. So let's see how it plays out. It's going to be really, really interesting. Massive game. Liverpool versus Real Madrid, as big as it gets in the Champions League, and a proper test for us now to see and gauge really where Arne Slot's boys are at the moment and where this team's level is at the minute. So like I said, I'm going to go for the 2-1 win. More pressure on Real Madrid. Up the Reds, top of the table, and let's keep this going. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Let us know what your starting 11 would be. Let us know your prediction as well, and who you're excited to see match up against and stuff like that. Gravenberch for me, and also Connor Bradley is going to be electric. Until next time, folks, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, drop a like in the video, and as always, we will talk to you again real soon. Cheers.